Hey guys, AK Knight here, and I'm with Eddie, and we are going to be talking about one of my stories. Um, this is my first Halloween story thing, and this actually happened to me. Some of these stories will be made up. Some of them will be actual stories. Um, I'll tell you in the beginning of the video if it's true or not. So bear with me. Get it? Bear with me. Puns. Puns for days. No, okay. So, first video, or the first story I want to talk about, which this is the only story. My stories are really long. Yes, I understand this, and I know, I go really far into detail, as a lot of people tells me, but it's just me, because I'm an epic storyteller. So, one day I was at my dad's house, and this was probably when I was like 7, 8 years old. I can't quite remember my age, but I was about 7, 8 years old, and it was me, my big brother, and my little brother at the house. Yeah, it was my big brother, and my little brother at the house, and we were all alone. We were home alone. Um, and then uh, I ran outside because I heard my little brother screaming, and my brother was playing video games, not even caring. So I ran outside to see what Corey was doing, and he was like outside, and he was holding his leg, and he was like on the side of the house, which no one's supposed to be in the backyard or on the side of the house, unless a parent's with them, like our dad or a stepmom or whatever. So, but he was like on the side of the house, where he wasn't supposed to be. I ran over there. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I seen something in the backyard, so I was going after it." And he said that it looked like it was 6 feet tall, and it was like all black from very tip to very toe. It was all black, and it was 6 feet tall, but really skinny. I was like, what? That's that's nothing. That sounds like Slenderman, but the Black Slenderman. What? So I was like, what? Okay, fine then. And I picked him up, and I started carrying him, and he said that he twisted his ankle, trying to find this tall man. And I was like, what? So I took him inside, put him on the couch, and I started screaming at him, saying that he doesn't need to be outside anymore or whatever without someone with him, because he's starting to see and stuff and everything. And he was like 5. He was 4 or 5. And why he was outside, I don't even know. I don't even know. But he was outside by himself, 4 or 5 years old, and he's like running around the yard and everything. Because my big brother was supposed to be watching him, but he done a horrible job. But he was outside, he was running around, he was playing, and little kids have really wild imaginations. And he said that he saw this 6 foot man on the side of the house, and the man went into the backyard. So he started chasing him and twisted his ankle. So yeah, that it was really creepy. But nothing like basically happened into for like 3 days. About 3 days passed, and I kept asking Corey over and over again, like, did you see the man again? Have you seen the man or whatever? He said no. And I asked Matthew if he's seen anything weird around the house, and he said that he looked out his bedroom window one day, and which in his bedroom, where his window is going into the garage, because it was an extended garage. The garage was built onto the house after the house was put there. And So Matthew's window was going into the garage, and he said that he looked out his window because he thought he heard something in there, and he was looking around out there, and in one of the very back corners, he saw like a 6 foot black man, like, or not like actual like a black man. He saw a 6 foot all black, like he was dark black, like really the color black, like black as this remote, as I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be racist or anything. But yeah. Um so this I was like, what? Okay, so you and Corey seen the same thing. He's like, what do you mean Corey's seen the same thing? I was like, I told him the story, and he was like, holy crap, that's really weird. What is this guy doing around our house? I was like, I don't know. Let's like try to find him and capture him and trying to find him and stuff. And so that's what we done. And when my dad found out what me and Matthew was trying to do, my dad, like, cause we were sneaking all over the house. We were sneaking in the yard, sneaking in the backyard and everything, and we were just literally trying to find this guy so hard, and we couldn't find him. About a whole week went by without anyone seeing him, and I asked everyone. I asked my stepmom, my dad, my little brother, my big brother. I was even looking for him myself, and no one could find him. No one's seen him, no one could find him or whatever, so we about gave up on it. One night, I heard a door slam, and it sounded so much like the front door, so I woke up, and, like, you walk straight into the front door, you turn to the right, and there's the hallway, and straight down the hallway. It wasn't a long hallway, it was, like, maybe a 5 foot hallway. It wasn't big at all. And right at the end of that hallway was my door. And so I opened the door, and the front door was open like an inch. And I was like, what the crap? So I'm walking through the hallway, and I'm getting closer to the door, and then right after the door in the hallway, you have the double windows so you can see outside. And I look outside, and I look on the porch, and in the very back corner of the porch, I see a giant 6 foot man, all black, just standing there watching, like, straight at the door. I was like, oh my god. And so I ran to the door, slammed the door, locked it, ran to my older brother's room, woke him up, and he came over and he looked on the porch. Nothing was there. And I was like, holy crap, where did he go? He was just there, like 5 seconds ago. And so he, like, me and Matthew got our shoes on, grabbed flashlights and everything, went outside and started walking all over the house. This was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was pitch black. We were walking all over the house. We were walking outside and everything. And we couldn't find him. We were like, where did he go? And in the front yard, we had a big front yard, because this was way back in the woods and everything. And at the very beginning of the gate, where, because we had a fenced-in yard, and at the very beginning of the fence, we had this giant tree, and it was like a V tree, and you can, like, go through the V and everything, because we had a little hill going through it and everything, and it was really fun. It was our play tree, and I looked, and I shined my light over there, and I seen him standing there, and I didn't move. Like, I was literally staring at him, and I was like, Matthew, he's right there at the tree, in the tree, and all that. And Matthew looks over, and we start walking towards him. Like, we were going really slow, so we didn't, like, scare him off or whatever. We didn't know what to do, so we just started walking towards him. And we started screaming. We started screaming like, "Hey, hey, we just want to talk. Like, come here. What are you doing around our house? We just want answers. We're not here to like hurt you or whatever." And the man started backing up. Like, he started walking backwards, going down the hill, and all you hear is the fence like shake, like someone grabbed it and was going like this with it, and it was like really ringing really hard, and he said, and Matthew said, look at the other fence while he had his flashlight on the man, still watching him. So I looked down the fence to see who was shaking it or whatever, just to see if kids were trying to prank us or whatever. And I didn't see anything. I was like, what the crap? I don't see anything. And like the whole strip was all shaking at one time. It was crazy. And the fence gate where our driveway is to pull in, the gate was open. Because we never closed the gate. Our gate was always open. And it hasn't been closed for months. And all of a sudden, no one's around it, and it just slams shut. And I got really scared, and then all you hear is the front door open, and like, doo, doo, doo. Matthew, Josh, get inside! It's 3 o'clock in the morning. My dad came outside and started yelling at us and everything, and we're like, Dad, there's someone in the yard over there, and he's like, what? He ran inside. Literally, it only took him 2 seconds. Went inside, grabbed his gun, came outside. And he had this giant rifle. It was way back in his closet and everything. And he literally, 2 seconds, out by us. Who's out here? With his gun and everything. It was crazy. I'd never seen my dad run so fast, especially with a firearm in his arms. But he comes out and he's looking, and Matthew has the light shined on the black man, and we start running, like all three of us are running at the same time towards the man, and a truck pulls up right in front of our fence, and turns, and the light like shines straight at us, and we can't see the man anymore, and the man just runs off into the woods. And the guy gets out of his truck. He's like, what's going on out here? And we were like, you made him get away and stuff. And it was really crazy. And my dad and that man started talking and everything, and he called Matthew over there, and Matthew explained everything, and I turned around, and on the corner of the house, I seen the 6-foot man, and I started screaming at him, and I was too... Hey guys, we're back. Sorry about that. So, where was I? The tall black figure was around the corner, and I started screaming at him and everything, and he started backing up, and he started backing up into the dark, and I turned around and I looked, and my dad, the man, and my brother was too far to hear me. Oh my God, I cannot talk. Wasn't hearing me yell at this man. So I started going back up the steps to the house, and the door was shaking. Like, you know how when you're like cold and you start shaking and stuff? That's how the door was. It was like literally shaking. And so I got scared, and I ran back downstairs, ran back down those stairs of the porch, and I looked in my window to see if my brother was okay, and he was just sound asleep in the bed. And I couldn't check on my stepmom, which was in her room, because I would have had to go all the way into the backyard to look in the window. So I couldn't do that. Let me take a break. So I just went back out to the car and started talking with my dad, my brother, and the man. So apparently the man lived in the area, but he wouldn't tell us exactly where his house was. Even my dad asked him like 4 times. He just said, I just live in the area on down the road a little bit. So, yeah, he wouldn't tell us exactly where. He just said down the road a little bit, and he lived in the neighborhood and stuff. So we went back inside. We all went back to sleep and everything. About 3 or 4 days went by, and we were gonna have a party because my brother played football, and the football he was playing for, they just won the championship or whatever, and they were like undefeated or something like that. So we were throwing a giant party, and after all, like, everybody left and stuff, it was me, my little brother, my dad, my mom, my stepmom, my aunts, my cousin, my brother's best friend, and my dad, and my dad's friend. Yeah. I was trying to remember if I already said some of the people or not, but so all of us were gonna stay that night at that house, and about 12 o'clock at night, the man that came up the other night pulled up in our driveway, and our driveway is a P, like it goes like down the driveway and then around and go back down. He like literally pulled into our driveway, went around the P, and came back, then parked. And I was like, what the crap? So I grabbed Matthew, my cousin, and my aunt, and and Matthew's friend. We all went outside, and we were looking, and the guy came out, and my brother stepped up and started talking to the guy. And the guy said that he was driving down the road, and he was going to go to the store real quick to buy some milk and some crackers or whatever. We needed to know what he was buying and stuff. But he said that he was going to go buy some milk and crackers from the store, and when he was driving down the road, he seen a tall, 6-foot, nothing but black, clothed man. And he said that he was just walking on down the road, and he's getting closer to our road, which our road is a dead-end road. So if he's coming down our road, he's coming to our house to probably try to stalk us some more. And he said that he was looking at the man while he drove past him, and the man was like literally nothing. All he was black. Like, black is this Wii remote. Like, look how black that is. That's like really scary. When you see nothing but black, like no face, just black, that is really scary. Like, that's really scary. But we didn't really care. We thought the man was fibbing because we just thought he was fibbing and everything. So the man, we were like, thank you and everything. So the man backed out of our driveway, went on, and then we started playing Manhunt, and everyone just said that they heard rabbits and deer and stuff through the woods, but they never seen a 6-foot man or whatever. So we came back, and after my brother found all of us, we came back to the place, and right across from our house was our neighbor's house, which was a cabin far back in the woods, or wasn't really far enough so we can see. And usually no lights are on. And whenever lights are on, it's when the neighbors are home. And you can see their car in their driveway and everything. And the living room light was on. So me, my brother, my cousin, and my brother's friend all went over there, and we had Corey say that we were just in the woods hiding in playing manhunt, if my dad asked. So we went over there and we started checking the house out. Now, when we were walking up, you can see straight, like, in the living room. You can see everything in the living room because it was all glass. And when looking through the window, you can see the hallway. And in the hallway, like, literally right at the beginning of the hallway, there was the 6-foot man standing there staring at us. And I looked over to Matthew. I'm like, Matthew, look at this. Do you see him? And he's like, see who? I was like, the man. He's standing right in the hallway. He's looking. No, I don't see anything. So I asked my brother's friend, and I asked my cousin, do you guys see anything? And they said they didn't see anything. I was like, what the? It's right there. And then I was like, okay, I'm staying right here. You guys can go over there and check it out. My brother said, told my cousin to stay right there with me while him and his friend went up to the house and was checking it out and everything. And so him and his friend went up there and started checking in the house and everything to make sure everything was okay. And my cousin started talking to me, and he's like, I see the man as well. I just said I don't see him because I didn't want Matthew calling me an idiot or whatever. I was like, you see him in the hallway too? He's like, yeah. And then the man's just standing there, and apparently Matthew and my Matthew's friend didn't see him at all, because they swore on their grave they didn't see anything. But me and my cousin were staring at him, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. How can me and my cousin only see him, but my brother and his friend can't? He's standing right in the hallway. Really? So, stay back, Eddie. God, you're only there for looks. Love you though. So, yeah. They came back downstairs, came back down the porch, and we started walking back. And then we had Dad call the neighbor and tell him that his light was on. He lives somewhere in, like, North Dakota or something like that, or like Nebraska or something like that. And the guy, that was his summer house. So we called him and we told him his living room light is on and everything. And he said that he'll make sure it turns off and everything. So so we were back at the house. We were starting to play our game again. Excuse me. And my dad came outside, told us all to come inside. So we came inside, and the light was still on over there. But it was too far to see anything. But all we saw was the light on. And so... what was that? That was weird. Oh, that's his feet. Duh. So we went inside and we started playing Dare Dare, because all of the grown-ups went to bed. So it was me, my cousin, my brother, my brother's friend, and my aunt, which my aunt was our age. Corey went to bed as well. So it was us 5 all up, and we were playing Dare Dare, which, if you guys don't know what Dare Dare is, basically all you do is dare in the game. You have to dare them to do something, and before you start playing, you have to set a like difficulty. You can go easy, which easy is only like little fun dares, like lick the wall, or go touch a knife and come back, or go outside, spin in circles, then come inside. Like little dares like that. Easy is, or normal is like, oh, touch this, grab this guy's leg for like 20 minutes, or kiss this kid. That was normal. And then medium was like, make out with him or go in the closet with him. And then Extreme was like, yeah, I don't even want to explain that because it gets really sexual and extreme. And we were playing, I think we were playing normal or medium. And, of course, it was my family, so I wasn't going to do, like, anything sexual. And there was only one girl there, and that was my aunt. And, yeah, that would have been really weird. So, basically, there was only one actual girl and guy to do everything. That was my brother's friend and my aunt. So we dared them to do a lot of stuff. And this is falling back. Stay. So I can finish the video. Thank you. And we dared them to do a lot of stuff. And, yeah. Now, they don't talk anymore. They were, ever since that night, they were basically friends with benefits, and, now they don't talk anymore. Yeah, so. Well then, so it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and, our kitchen light was on. We were all sitting in the living room, and, our kitchen light started flickering on and off. And we thought it was just our dad or our stepmom or my dad's friend just playing a trick on us, flicking the lights on and off or whatever. So we went over there to see who's in the kitchen to flickering the lights on, and no one's standing by the light. Like, the light's not even moving, it's off. And the light switch was up, which was on, but the light was flickering on and off, like someone was sitting there going like this, on and off. And it was weird. So I was like, what the crap? So I went over there and I turned it off myself. And then I started walking through the kitchen. And I felt like a really solid, like a really thick liquid on my feet. And I was like, ew, what is this? And I went over and I turned the light back on. And the light came on and it stayed on. I'm looking at my sock, because I was wearing socks. And it was blood. Or I'm not going to say it was blood, because we don't really know that it was blood. But it was like a really thick red, dark red substance. And it looked a lot like blood. And it was puddled. Like, it was puddles like that size. Like, someone literally, like, stabbed their arm and then was walking like this. And it, like, giant drops were just dropping out of his arm. And that's what it felt like, though. And there was, like, 7 dots, and it was going from the very beginning of the kitchen, like, right when you walk into the kitchen from the living room, starting there, and there was, like, 1, then 2, 3, and then 4, and all the way to the back door, which the kitchen, you walk through the kitchen, and then around the corner, there was the back door, and it led all the way to the back door. We're like, what the crap? So we walked over there, and here's the back door. Right to the left side of the back door was my parents' bedroom. And we didn't want to wake them up because my stepmom, my dad, and my dad's friend was in there. And we didn't want to wake them, so we were just peeking through the door, and all of a sudden, the back door swings open. No one was near it. And I was in front of everybody. Everyone was behind me, and I was like this far away from the door, and my hands were by my side the whole time. And no one else was over there, and it just swings open, and it makes a really loud bang. And my dad's friend opens the door and was like, "What was that?" And the back door's all like, it's open, and all of us are standing there in shock. He's like, "What's going on?" And Matthew's like, "That door just swung open by itself." And so my friend's dad, or my dad's friend, woke my dad up, and then all of us are sitting around watching the door and stuff, and my dad's friend goes down the stairs in the garage from the back door and starts looking around. And so I go down there and I start looking, and we're out there, and you hear like someone behind the garage, where the garage door is. Like all you hear is doo 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 doo, and like he done it like 15 times, just doo 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 doo, just non-stop, just beating on it, and then it just stops. And we're like, what the crap? And then we heard like a